Hallo, ich bin's der David von Volume Games und wir sind heute hier in München und schauen uns Payday2 an, die Crimewave Edition. Los geht's! Wir wurden von 505 Games eingeladen, um die Neuerungen in der Crimewave Edition zu testen. Mit über 60 DLCs und verbesserter Grafik kommt der Shooter für die illegalen Machenschaften im Juni auf PS4 und Xbox One. Zusätzlich haben wir mit dem Produzenten von Overkill, Almir Listo, ein nettes Gespräch zu Payday geführt.
My name is Almir Listo. I work at Overkill in Starbase as one of the developers of Payday2. Well, it's a crime fantasy, right? Okay. It's a game that we came up with back in 2010, 2009 really, and started to work with. So it's a game that heavily is inspired from different other crime fantasies, like Heat, for example, the movie, or Left 4 Dead, you know, the game by Valve, where the co-op gameplay is the focus of the experience. And we set out to do something where we wanted everyone to be able to enjoy themselves while getting the thrill of being a robber. With Payday the Heist, we had our first go with it. Went pretty fine, went pretty good. It was a very hardcore experience. We got a hardcore community because of it. And with Payday 2, everything just blew up, you know, out of proportion. The game Payday 2 became super successful. And for us, being an independent studio, very small studio, at that time I think we were maybe between 20 and 30 people. Today we're 50, so we're still a very small studio compared to a lot of the other big ones. And it being our own IP as well, we owning the game, you know, gave us the freedom to continue doing exactly what we're doing. That is working together with the community, talking about anything we want to see happen, and making sure Payday 2 becomes as good as it possibly can be. Okay. So we're in a very privileged position right now as a developer, and that's of course very exciting because it gives us a lot of opportunities to do very cool things. At first, yeah, there is, and it's because I think first and foremost we didn't have the firepower to do it. We didn't have the manpower, so we focused on the last generation of consoles, and I think Payday 2 came out before the new generation consoles went live. I think so, at least. Yeah. So we basically said, you know, let's focus on the last generation. And what you see as well is that from a developer standpoint, with a new generation of consoles, there are very few players in the beginning on the new consoles, but that increases very rapidly as they're out, you know, on the market. But with the last generations, just before the new generation hits, people are still playing the old consoles a lot. So you have a very big player base, and that allowed us to be very successful with Payday the Heist on PlayStation Network. Yeah, so I think that's the main reason why. I think the idea comes from us being hardcore gamers ourselves. You know, we're not fucking idiots. We want to see, you know, we want to experience games in a good way, and roughly half of everything we do is free, half is paid, and we usually say that we take, you know, we make everything free when we can, and when we do paid DLC when we have to, because we have to pay our salaries. Yeah. We have to make sure we have a cash reserve as an independent studio, because if we have no money in the cash reserve, nothing at all, then we have to start, you know, if one DLC doesn't sell or if one project fails, then we have to talk with one of the big evil corporations out there, you know, and we have to take on a shit project where we make I don't know, make a dishwasher simulator, you know. Okay. And before we even went live with the dishwasher simulator, we already out of money again, so we have to take an even worse game to make. Yeah. So it's an evil circle, right? So we managed to break free, and we're fighting for our lives, making sure that we continue to stay independent, both for our sake, but also for the sake of the players. Because when we are independent, when we have the money, we're able to make better games because of it. And that's the beauty, with Payday2 Crimewave Edition, because it is something that we made after, Payday2 went live on the last generation, and it was a decision we took when we felt that, hey, we can't support the last generation on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 as good as we wanted to, because there were too many technical challenges for us. Those machines are more than a decade old, and it's very hard for us to push out that much content as we wanted to. So instead we focused our energies on making sure it came out on the next generation, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One respectively. And finally, we're almost there. Next month it's coming out. It's going to be crazy. Looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to seeing what players think. So yeah, we just signed a new deal with our publishing partner 505 Games, where we said that we'll continue to support Payday2 for at least 24 more months. So that's 2 more years of Payday, at least. And then we'll see, in 2 years' time, in a year and a half's time, if people still are playing Payday, if they're still enjoying it, if they still want more free content and paid DLCs, we'll definitely continue developing. Why not? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Like a heist game, but in a different era. That would be really cool. Yeah. So I guess that's not something we've said that we want to do, but as an idea, it's a really great idea, and I could definitely see that happen. Especially seeing how great the Wild West weapons work in Payday2. I would love to see that happen. So who knows? Maybe we'll do that someday. Okay. Or the Kinect, for example, we had talks about that, but at the end of the day, we felt that we'd rather focus on the hardcore FPS experience, and we'd leave it for the community to discuss among themselves what they want to see. If 99% of the players say we want Kinect functionality for Payday, then we'll have to investigate and see, all right, how would this work? But from our perspective, we want to give them the best FPS heisting experience we can to start with. Sure. So I can't say much, but what I can say is that what we're doing now is that we're working on a game called Overkill's The Walking Dead. It's a co-op survival horror game with action and RPG elements in it, where you play as a survivor, in a post-apocalyptic world where there's a lot of walkers and stuff. And it's made together with Robert directly, and what that means is that he created the original The Walking Dead comic books, and our game is set in his comic book universe. So we work with him directly. He's a part of the development team, but we at Overkill also have full creative control, so we can make any changes we want, as long as we're in line with Robert, so we don't screw anything up for him, so he has to rewrite the comic books or whatever. So it's a great project to be a part of, and it's the first time after we started making our own IPs that we took someone else's in.
Peggy 18.
Ever thought about robbing a bank? Well, now you can in the award-winning game Payday2. Four players, 99 weapons, hundreds of masks, and a shitload of money. Payday2.